Okay, now let's take you to Pietermaritzburg, Mkhize in KwaZulu-Natal, where church leaders have gathered at the home of the former Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize. You'll remember Dr. Mkhize came under massive scrutiny after the SIU report found he acted unlawfully regarding the multi-million rand digital vibe saga. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is at that prayer meeting. He's joining us now. Mfowakancome, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. So what's been happening and who are these church? Is it one church? Is it different denominations that have come together to pray for Kabazela?
Different churches, and there are different religious and traditional leaders who came here to Willowfontein in Pietermaritzburg in the KwaZulu-Natal Midlands to pray for the former Minister of Health, who is the current NEC member of the governing African National Congress. The prayer has just concluded here. Now it's time for lunch, of course, but for the better part of the morning and the afternoon, it was all about song, dance and prayer, seeking divine intervention to help the former Minister of Health, Dr. Zweli Mkhize. Those who came here to pray for him and his family say they decided to come here to pray for him because he's been through a lot. They decided that since yesterday was his birthday, today would have been ideal to come here and pray for him, just to give him strength and hope following what he's been through. Of course, we know how he left his deployment there as the Minister of Health amid that digital vibes scandal, and the matter is still ongoing. By the way, it's far from over. So others have been saying, well, this is how he comes back home to get that strength. If I'm not mistaken, brother, it's the live interview I did with you when he resigned. He came back here to Pietermaritzburg in Willowfontein. Every time he's facing some political difficulties, he always comes back here in Pietermaritzburg, the Moses Mabhida region. This is his political base, this is his home. But today the activities were mainly about prayer, nothing else.
Yeah, and I remember Siphamandla, just after he had resigned and the president had accepted his resignation, within a few days we heard that he was in that area. You reported live for us in eNCA from his birthplace where he grew up. Just give us a sense, Siphamandla. Yes, his prayer, yes, his song, but when speakers stood up to say a few remarks, what are the key messages that you could pick up? What are they saying about Zweli Mkhize?
They are speaking in codes and tongues, if I can call it that. They are not direct at all, but having been in this game for a number of years, brother, I can tell you how things start and how things develop. And one of the key features for any leader who has ambition to ascend to the highest office in the land, it starts like this, with religious and traditional leaders giving blessings. So today the messages were very coded, not clear at all, but you can just pick it up that at some point they are convinced that if and when the time comes, they wouldn't mind having Dr. Zweli Mkhize as the leader of the ANC and probably the leader of the country at some point. But they are not directing their messaging. They are coding it in a way that we are here to pray for him. These are difficult times. But one, Inkosi Ndwalane, was very clear and blunt in his message. He said, listen, the main reason that we are facing these difficulties and these challenges is that some people saw a potential in you that you could contest for the highest office in the land, and that's why, quote unquote, you've been dealt with. So apart from that, others have been speaking in codes and tongues.
And how was he, the man himself?
Very brief in his speech, he acknowledged the prayers, thanked those who came to pray for him. He steered clear of politics, not giving much away, saying, I welcome your prayers. Thank you for taking time to come here and pray for us as a family. We really appreciate it. Continue to pray for us. Your prayers will give us strength. And his address was very focused, and he decided to stick to the script, focus on acknowledging and thanking those who came to pray for him. He did not venture into to politics, and he also said he would not, of course, be taking interviews, but he did take to the podium to thank them for coming here to pray for him. Let me tell you that also what I've spotted is former regional chairpersons of the ANC, particularly in two regions, and that is Emalahleni in Newcastle and the Lower South Coast in KwaZulu-Natal. Those are former regional chairpersons who were here. I'm talking about Qiliza, and I'm also talking about Arthur Zwane, who is a former ANC Youth League leader in KwaZulu-Natal, who is regarded as one of the staunchest supporters of Dr. Zweli Mkhize. If my memory serves me well, then I think in 2017, ahead of the ANC Nasrec conference, Emalahleni region, some of the branches there nominated Dr. Zweli Mkhize, and the person who was credited for getting Dr. Zweli Mkhize's campaign off the ground at the time, among others, was Arthur Zwane, who once served as the regional chairperson of that region, and today he is here, and other regional leaders as well. Of course, there is also Ruth Pengu here. At some point, she was the chairperson of the Transport Portfolio Committee, a member of Parliament. If my memory serves me well, also I spotted Bishop Vusi Dube, who usually organizes supporters of former President Jacob Zuma every time he appears in court. So those are some of the people who are here. But of course, we are told that others couldn't make it, but in spirit and in prayer, they did join today's activities.
Thank you very much, Siphamandla Goge, eNCA senior reporter there in Pietermaritzburg. Just summing up and giving us the latest from that prayer service organized by different church leaders and church denominations and traditional leaders to pray for the former Minister of Health, Dr.